Speaking of folks in the building, everybody's favorite chef is here with us tonight. So we're gonna bring him in. He's got some fantastic fantastic food items to share with us, and before I do, by all means, like, share, and subscribe over at Sports Chicago Style, where you'll find fantastic food items. The chef, Triple R, Trips, Trippin', you'll find them all over there doing the darn thing. But speaking of doing the darn thing, here he is himself, Chef Trips. Good day, sir. How you doing down there, man? Hey.
Oh, we are not doing the introduction?
Oh, maybe we should do that, eh? We could do that too. Yeah, let's do that. I think the man deserves an introduction.
Chef Trips is MFer in the kitchen.
And here's everybody's favorite MFer in the kitchen.
Bring it tonight. Bring it tonight, Chef. I'm hungry.
Hello. Can you see me? Can you hear me?
Yeah, you're live and direct, Chef. What'd it do?
Welcome to the kitchen of Chef Trips, and I'm your owner and proprietor, and also known as a MFer in the kitchen, Chef Trips. And I'd like to say hello to all of the maniacs who are in the house, and those who are outside of the house too. And for this week's extra sauce, I will be preparing the Salisbury Steaks with the onion and mushroom gravy, and the loaded mashed potatoes with bacon bits, with some sour cream, with the triple cheddar of the cheeses, and yes, and it will be a beautiful thing. So stay tuned and watch me do it live, and maybe you give me some tips, I give you some tips in the chat, and I got also for the Minister Charles, I have the peas as well for the vegetables, because we have to have the vegetables. So that is what we'll be preparing for MFer in the kitchen.
That's what I'm talking about, Chef Trips. Fat boy shit. Gravy, meat, and some loaded potato. Come on, dog. That's what I'm talking about. We need some fat boy shit going on right about now.
I can't eat any of this except for the peas right now. So let's do it.
Okay, so let's go to get the food cooking. So let's go to the smaller camera that shows the stove.
All right.
And then we can get it going, and then we can carry on with some of the football talk from there while the food is cooking.
All right. You in the kitchen, Jack.
Now, what we will do first, I will need a volunteer from the Maniacs in the chat to be a timekeeper. Do we have here who is going to be here and be the timekeeper?
I don't know. You want to ask the Maniacs? You go ahead, kid.
All right, he's looking for a timekeeper, folks. We would by all means appreciate anyone if they did that. Feel free to give us a little bit of love in the chat, and we'll do exactly that. In the meantime, shout out to Paul Rodriguez, who just jumped in. What it do, sir? Florida Bears fan just came through to join us as well. Anybody will do as far as that timekeeping situation is concerned. In the meantime, I may volunteer. Oh, look, the good minister just jumped in. Thank you, sir. We appreciate that.
Appreciate that, Minister Charles. I love, you know what? I had some, my girlfriend works and she works in a senior care facility, but they have real like chefs in there, man. Like, I don't know if I said this live, I probably did. They have real chefs that come in on shifts and they sometimes they make some really good stuff. Like there's one, like some of the soups are very, very unique. Barley soup, really good. Some of the Salisbury steak they make is really good, but the potato soup that they made recently, cheddar potato soup, man, it was off the chain, dude. She brought some of that home with her. It was really, really good, man. So, you know, Tripp's making the kind of stuff that's right up my alley. This is the kind of stuff that, you know, I try to eat only once in a while.
That is very understandable because you will be living that fat boy lifestyle with that fat boy ass. So right now, while the skillet is heating up to a medium hot heat, can you please show the video while the potatoes and the garlic that is floating around in there is coming up to a boil? And do we have a volunteer for the timekeeper as of yet?
We do. The good minister Charles Johnson will help us out as a timekeeper, so he's volunteered for that. I will.
Well, that is very appreciated. And just FYI, I will inform the good minister of when to begin by saying start, and that is when the water starts to boil. And just FYI, if you can see here, I have a cup of milk that I will introduce to the potatoes later to make them very smooth and very creamy. But the milk is out now so that it is warming up so it will not mess with the temperature of the mashed potatoes. So the milk is there and it's getting heated up naturally.
Okay. All right, let's run. You want me to roll that potato prep?
Please.
I'm rolling. You know what? I'm gonna do this again because I know you're saying some kind of awesomeness. I'm sure. Let's try this one more time. No, all right.
We clean and peel our potatoes, then we cut them in half, then we cut those in half to make them quartered. Then place them in a big pot. Then we will also quarter 2 to 3 cloves of garlic and put those in the pot also. Then cover with cold water.
Yes, thank you very much, the Canucks. I have found that peeling the potatoes with the fork gives you more stability and prevents the slippage and the droppage of the potato or any kitchen accidents that could cause the bleeding.
I think it's a good idea. I screw around and you wind up with bloody potatoes. Realistically, that's basically what happens. But you know, you just wash them off and eat it anyways. It's my blood.
That is very true. Now we have, just so you know, we have 4 of the Salisbury steaks. Can you see the cameras?
Looking good, beefy.
The food view, please. There we go. So we got 2 and 2. They are approximately the same size and the same shape, but I am not that concerned as they are all about a quarter pound. So we want those to just sear for approximately 1 minute or so.
Shout out to everybody just coming in. Smitty Q, Cliff Victoria. Shout out to Florida Bears fan, plus Minister Charles, Levante. All you guys are just busted up in this piece. Shout out to all you guys.
Hello and welcome to all of the Nomaniacs, and we welcome you to the kitchen of Shea Trips, and I'm your owner proprietor Chef Trips, and this is a MFer in the kitchen, and I do hope that you try this recipe or these foods in your kitchen, and that will be very tasty and very beautiful to your taste buds. And be sure to also subscribe to our channel at Sports Chicago Style for all kinds of lifestyle content, as well as the Chicago Bears football talk. So we will do our thing, and a shout out to Trip. Hello, Trip. Excuse me, very moment, I dropped something. As Trip always believes that he is the bald head stepchild. So I will show him some love. Now I will flip our steaks over.
You got a comment. You got a comment, Chef.
Please do share.
Which you already did, but I'm gonna read it anyway. Levante Rogers said, "Let it sear for about 2 or 3 minutes on each side, Chef."
Thank you very much for sharing.
Which you're doing a good job of that. That's definitely a good job of that. I don't know if somebody might need to tell you, man, that hamburger make its own grease.
It does. It does very well. That's why you do not use a lot of oil at the beginning. You just want enough to coat the skillet, so you do not get too crusty of the burn.
Yeah, I hear that. It's been a while since I made hamburger steaks and gravy, man. That's one of my girlfriend's favorite trips, man. She loves that. Good onion gravy with some mushrooms in that thing. Oh.
I believe you will refer to me as Chef.
Chef, my fault. My fault. I got to get in character myself.
And then our potatoes, the water is starting to heat up, and the garlic will put the flavor in the water from the beginning of the cooking. So that will make the infusion of the garlic taste more strong and more powerful throughout the potatoes.
Man, shout out to Cliff Victoria, just jumped in. Cliff came right in time for an MFer in the kitchen. Trust me. Always got some kind of food going on between the two of them. And now we got Salisbury steak and loaded potatoes, I think. So hope y'all brought your palate.
Hey, Kez, I'm gonna ask you a loaded question because you've been on the show eating strawberries and SHIT. Are you a foodie?
Am I a foodie?
Are you a foodie?
Bear shit in the woods. I'm about as foodie as it can get. Unfortunately, my foodie kicked me in the nuts. So how
about this? Are you trying to be a more disciplined foodie?
I am now. I've always been a food connoisseur. I love food. At the end of the day, I'm learning how to eat much more disciplined, cook much more disciplined, drink much more disciplined. To be actual and factual with you guys today, I'm now making my own juices. This is what I've graduated to because I can't find a damn thing to drink. Everything out there that you're drinking it's just loaded with sugar. I don't like the flavor, the aftertaste of aspartame. So I don't like Diet Pop. Diet Soda. I don't like it. So I've been making these crazy juices, and it's sort of it's a smoothie-esque lemonade, and it's what I make.
You mind if I part right quick and jump in here because Cliff Victoria just put a comment up there. I would love to speak to. He says I made beef stroganoff with some strip steaks, and I wanted to use out of the freezer. I'm on keto, and it's interesting figuring out how to make recipes keto. I use cauliflower instead of noodles. Man, I'll tell you what. About 2 years ago, when I first started podcasting, I had a struggle with that. Cliff, it's hard to find the noodles that you're looking for, man. I'm just telling you right now, that's going to be a journey. But if you can get the easiest thing to do is get you a spaghetti slicer. You can make spaghetti out of vegetables, like out of zucchini or squash or something like that. You know, that's very, very popular. I would suggest doing that while you're on your hunt to try and find that some cauliflower noodles. I've tried some, but they ain't that good. Just gonna put it out there.
So I use I use cauliflower as a potato substitute. That's kind of how I do it. For noodles, they've got these, and they're pretty good. It took me a minute to kind of get used to it, but it kind of has its own flavor. But there's a sweet potato let me try to say that again. Sweet potato noodle that's out there you can buy at the grocery store, I'm sure. Low glycemic. It's real good, man. I actually really like the sweet potato noodle. Quite frankly, I'm killing sweet potatoes left, right, and center. It's probably my favorite side right now on a similar diet.
Right now, Cliff, to be honest with you, and by the way, Chef, great sear on that burger, on those burgers. Those are great sears.
Thank you very much.
Hey,
do you want to run that prep for this for the Salisbury steak?
We will do that once we get the cooking going.
Okay, you just keep me on point.
Yeah, Cliff. The noodles. It's guaranteed because I started off with getting bad keto bread when I first started doing the diet. But I found some great bread, man. Aunt Millie's in the store, 1 carb per slice. You cannot beat that. You can find that out there. It's pretty much everywhere now. But the noodles, I think they're catching up. I guess scientifically how they make them, but the noodles are horrible, man. I'm telling you right now, it's horrible. Man, I've ordered stuff and it's still bad.
I'm telling you, man. Check out them sweet potato noodles. They are surprisingly good. They are a little bit sweeter than your standard noodle, but if you're talking about like a pasta, like a red sauce pasta, it works out really well. Oh, a keto flour. Interesting. That sounds like an interesting move. Like there's
and now, momentarily, let me interrupt you to let you know that in the same grease that the Salisbury Steaks just came out of, that they made, I am now putting in some of the onions, some of which are diced, and some of which will be stripped to have the different lengths and the different textures within the gravy itself.
This is going. I already know that you getting a comment from Paul Rodriguez. He said this dish is going to hit. You damn right it is, Paul. You can see that coming already.
Thank you very much, Mr. Paul.
When he makes that roux up, Chef is on it. He's on it. This is one of your, this is your grandma's favorite. You know, I'm gonna get my grandbabies right when they come over here meal, man.
Cliff is saying good pan temperature. I was gonna say the exact same thing because you're keeping it nice. You're really getting all the flavor and juice out of them onions, man. Well played there, Chef.
Thank you very much. The sear happened on a medium high heat, and I reduced the heat to just below a medium for the onions. And then I also am scraping the bottom of the skillet to get all of the bits and the pieces from the Salisbury steaks and the flavor into the onion.
I know one thing about those cast iron skillets, man. Once they get a heat, boy, they can maintain it really, really well, and you ain't got to have that thing really, really high to keep it there either. That thing can keep a good heat once you got it hot where it needs to be.
Ron Winarski, you're messing around, right, Ron?
As I cannot see the chat, what is SD Ron saying?
He's talking about when
Ron Winarski got Charlie Sheen's chef cooking for him over there.
Hey, Cliff is saying he misses his gas stove. Cliff, when I came back to Chicago, the area, one of the things that when I came in here and I had to come refurbish this house that one of my uncles used to own, and I had to go do work to it. You know what I mean? But one of the things I made sure I did while I was in there setting everything up, I gutted it and rebuilt it basically. And in the kitchen, I have a 4-burner electric stove. And on the other side, I have a 6-burner gas stove. So I got 2. I thought twice. I wanted to put it downstairs, and I'm gonna still put another one downstairs. But I am a foodie, bro, and I like to cook. But I made sure that I have both in my kitchen.
I did add a little salt and a little pepper to these onions as they caramelize.
Shout out to Ant Monster, just busted up in here. Ron Winarski. Shout out to you people, man. We're gonna keep it going, man. Those onions
Hello
are looking.
To the Ant Moss. And now the Minister Charles, please start the timer for the 15 minutes as the potatoes are starting to boil.
There you go, minister. Good minister. Hook a brother up.
Can I have a confirmation that it is going?
I'll let you know when he says something.
Thank you very much. And now that the onions are softening and starting to get a nice golden brown, as we do not want to overcook them, we will now introduce our next ingredient of our gravy, which will be.
There you go, chef. He just gave you your timer.
Thank you very much.
So you got yourself a timer, and just for all, for all intents and purposes, it's 9:34 on the East Coast. So at 9:50 or 8:50 y'all time, it's 15 minutes. We'll be ready to go.
Now that we've added about a tablespoon of butter, we will add our mushrooms. Give them a good mix.
Crimson was early and late.
Shout out to Clemson. Crimson, he must have came in here and left for a second. He wants to know what's on the menu, chef. Just give him a quick rundown.
We're having Salisbury steaks with onion and mushroom gravy, with loaded mashed potato, with loaded garlic mashed potatoes.
Hey, kids.
Mm-hmm.
I need you to do me a favor, man. Just be quasi-host for a minute, man. I got some stuff that I going on around the house here, man. I'll tell you about it later after, late in the show or something when you're ready to close. But it's a little bit of wildness going on around here. I got to monitor right quick, but I'll be right back.
Do what you must, sir.
Be right back.
I'll hold the fort down like I do.
Okay, now we have our milk is getting warm. We have our peas, which are about to warm now, so we can turn the heat down and let's let them simmer.
Cliff got the onion. It's kind of funny, man. That's that Cajun, the cayenne.
Oh, that down by the bayou.
By the bayou.
That is that you mentioned the Cajun and cayenne, while the onion and the mushroom are going. You can play the video talking about the fish, the salmon.
The salmon.
You can let that play while the nomad is gone, and these are cooking.
Oh, looky there! Would you believe that? All right, we're going to get into some cayenne, some real cayenne. He isn't even playing around. All right, chef. I can dig it. Here we go.
Okay, fellas, I'm back. Hey, something I wanted to before Trips gets into this. Trips about to eat. No, he's not. That's his video, huh?
Yeah. Let me.
There is no volume though.
Yeah.
You need to start from the beginning with the volume.
There's volume. Boom.
Ron Winarski says, "Chef, don't forget the Green Bay cheese."
I don't hear anything.
Maybe there's no volume on your side. I will try one more again. Let me try this one more time. Oh, my bad.
Hell yeah, them onions.
See, that's what I was saying. That's what got us here.
Today from Shea Trip.
Better?
Creole garlic honey butter salmon.
Oh man.
That looks kind of good.
Come on. Oh baby, don't you wanna go? Come on. Oh baby, don't you wanna go? Back to that same old place. Sweet home, Chicago.
Is that the end of the video?
No, he's just started.
Oh, okay.
For today's video recipe, I will be preparing Creole flavored with garlic, honey butter, salmon fillets. And they are beautiful. You can substitute Cajun seasoning for the Creole, but the Cajun seasoning, be aware, has a little bit more of the hotter spices, like more of the cayenne peppers. So if your intestines do not like the peppery as flavor, use the Creole instead. But if you like the more robust, spicy flavors, use the Cajun. Either way, they will be beautiful.
Good for the blood pressure. Get that blood going.
Heat the olive oil in a large skillet over a medium-high heat. Pat the fillets dry with a paper towel. Then sprinkle with the Creole seasoning and salt and pepper. You can use Cajun seasoning for a bit more of a spicier flavor. Place the fillets in the skillet, skin side down, if the skin is on, and cook for 4 to 5 minutes per side, or until the salmon is cooked through and has a nice sear.
Hey man, turn this one off. This got music in it.
All of the ingredients and
OG music.
Instructions.
There's music in it.
It's original music. It's fine.
Navigate Shea Trips page at sportschicagostyle.com.
Nothing's original.
Give the skillet a swirl as necessary to make sure all of the oil is lubricating all of the sides of the fish. Remove the salmon from the skillet and set aside. In the same skillet, reduce the heat to medium and add the butter. Once the butter is melted, stir in the honey, minced garlic, and lemon juice. Cook for 1 to 2 minutes, stirring frequently until the sauce thickens slightly. Turn off the heat. Return the cooked salmon to the skillet and spoon the garlic honey butter sauce over the fillets, coating them well.
Hey, turn this down, bro. What happened?
If you would like to support us on the Ko-fi or the Patreon, that would be much appreciated. Also, follow us on all of our social media platforms: Facebook, Blue Sky, Instagram, and Twitter, as well as the YouTube page, all under Sports Chicago Style. It cuts very easily, and nice and flaky on the inside. Take a closer look before it goes down the hatch. Uh-oh. Mmm.
All right. When's the last time you ate salmon, man?
If you're asking the question, today. Real talk.
Today.
Yeah.
I can tell you that
In a couple of
at
years.
first bite, the salmon is very flaky, very juicy, succulent, as they say. The honey, the sweetness dances on my lips, and I can taste the pungency of the garlic, but not too pungency, but the sweetness of the garlic and the butter. And then with the seasonings on the back of the tongue. So this fish is very good. It is very flaky. It is very healthy, filled with the protein and I believe the omega 3s. So the results are in, and this fish is beautiful. You should try it for yourself in your own kitchen. And please let me know in the comments how it turned out.
All right.
A beautiful sear on the skin as well.
All right.
And
I'll tell you what.
the rice.
Wait, hold that back home.
Skillet.
What is this here?
And stir it around in all of that beautiful garlic, honey, butter sauce. Thanks for watching. I hope you tried the recipe and see you next time.
Man, the chef is a smart dude, man, because he then took the white rice, put it in with the honey garlic sauce that he made for the fish, stirred that up. Now you got yourself some honey garlic rice. Well played, sir.
Thank you very much. And now we can go back to the main camera with the food. As while we were watching that video about the salmon, I added to the skillet, I added the onion powder, some garlic powder, some black pepper, some Worcestershire sauce,
Okay.
and the beef broth. Now, I am adding our cornstarch slurry to make it a bit thicker.
Where are you putting the cornstarch? In the onions?
Into the skillet.
Okay.
And then we stir it in, and then we thicken it nicely. As we do not want it to gather in one place too often, that's why we stir it as well. And so now all of our ingredients are in our gravy. And we make sure we give it a good mix as well. Oh, and I also forgot to tell you that there's a bouillon cube, a beef bouillon cube as well in there. So now that that's all mixed in, we will reintroduce our steaks.
Oh, this is like for real Salisbury steak. Wow. Okay. You're not playing around.
Is there any other way to do it?
I'm not like, I've never made this dish before. I've never made Salisbury steak.
Yeah. You gotta make it new.
I've eaten it at other people's houses and stuff, but I've never messed around and cooked this before.
And so now that we see how easy it is, I hope that you do try this, Mr. Katz.
Word up, I will.
And then now we submerge, and then we let it boil.
You know why I've never made this is because me and mushrooms aren't friends.
Well, you can always customize the ingredients to your taste. Mm-hmm. So you can leave out the mushrooms or the onion or whatever it is you do not like.
Mind you, I had the baddest mushrooms I ever had in my whole. Yeah, like crimson. You're straight up. That's basically the only Salisbury steak that I've ever had, man. I either have like a ribeye, a prime rib. You know what I mean? That's steak for me. But yeah, Stofers.
Like I've had Salisbury steak in so many different ways. I've had a real steak, and it's not the ground beef, you know. But our ground beef is definitely my favorite Salisbury steak, man. I've eaten so many different versions of it. You're talking about with rice, you're talking about with mashed potatoes, you're talking about with onion gravy. Now, kids, you mentioned something about mushrooms, man. I would challenge you to study the mushroom group. It might be just plain you just got bad mushrooms because those mushrooms in particular weren't good for you. Now, the mushroom group has a lot of variety to it. So if you ever want to do something like this, check out the mushroom groups.
Yeah, like it's funny.
Funny with, by the way, time's up, Trips, by the way.
All right, thank you very much.
Yeah, Chef Charles is Minister Charles is letting you know.
And FYI, I am bringing the skillet to a boil, and it will thicken up before we reduce the heat to let it simmer. Go ahead and continue, please.
Okay. Yeah, I had the best mushrooms I've ever had very recently. Like it came with a steak, and I was just chopping through the steak, and I accidentally chopped up some of these mushrooms and ate it at the same time, and I was like, oh my God, these are fantastic. So I may have to revisit my disdain for mushrooms and potentially reintegrate them into my life. Major reason why is because I kind of can't eat anything, so like, might as well eat the mushrooms.
So the Scrolls is saying, he said, my wife does a Japanese style Salisbury steak dish that I had the same ingredients but has a bit of soy sauce in the gravy. I use Worcestershire instead of store. I use Worcestershire.
You'd be surprised.
Yes, you can use either or for the different flavors. As his wife being of the Asian culture and descent, the soy sauce is more prevalent than the Worcestershire sauce in that culture. But either or are very flavorful, but do not use both, as you will have too much of the sodium or the salt.
Yeah. Yeah, that soy gets used in different ways, man.
And the sodium is there, you know, it's present. You know what I mean? You just gotta, you know, I water a lot down too. When I'm doing stuff like this, I water it down quite a bit. And I'll use a lot more accent than I actually use. To be honest with you, a whole lot less sodium. But how about this? While Trips is Chef is letting that simmer, y'all want to talk about some football a little bit?
Why not? What do you got up your sleeve?
Let me put him on mute a little bit. Let's take that off the screen while that's simmering. Let's just talk around football before Chef gets back into, or Trips gets back into the studio to talk about actual football. I don't know if you heard about the story about what's his name, Stephon Diggs and the Patriots. He just signed a 3-year, $69 million deal and got caught on a boat. The reports are he got caught on a boat with several females and a suspicious pink substance in a bag, flashing it on camera. You know anything about the pink substance going on around right now? It's basically a pink version of the white stuff and GHB. It's a mixture of it, and they call it Tusi. And so that's they say it's a video out there. I didn't have time to see it. I saw that probably about 15, 20 minutes before we went live. But yeah, man, Stephon Diggs just signed a 3-year, $69 million deal and just gets caught on a boat with some pink stuff, you know.
So what do you mean gets caught?
It's on camera, from what I hear.
It's on camera. So like Odell Beckham was on camera?
Yeah, I
that?
think so. I
Okay.
think so.
Okay, all right. Is what it is, whatever. You know what I mean? When you say get caught, I'm worried that it was like the police caught him with that, and now it's a major problem because he's being charged. If he's not being actually charged, he's just a douche. Right? Like that's probably the easiest way to put it. So the question is whether the Patriots wish to employ a douche or not.
There's that world douche, and then there's dummy too.
Yeah, that's kind of what I mean.
There's dummy, like I had a very, very eventful last 72 hours, 48 hours, I would say. Stuff that I hope maybe I'll talk to y'all about at the end of the show, but one of my really, really cool ass cousins, he got into addiction real, real early. I was going on a different trajectory. He went on another one. I'm going to school and doing that kind of thing and trying to live that kind of clean life. He went the other way. What I'm getting at is, I don't know the exact truth about how he passed away, but he was found unresponsive, and they had to put him on a machine. The machine, kind of breathed for him for 24 hours, and they had to unplug him. And my assumption, and it's just totally my assumption, I don't know the truth, but if I know my cousin the way I know my cousin, he probably got a hold of something. You know what I mean? And that's what I'm talking about out here. You don't know what you're getting. That's where the dummy comes in. I'm not calling my cousin a dummy whatsoever. He was just truly addicted. He was truly addicted. But the dummy comes in when you're not addicted and you just want to be playing around, playing games for the camera, trying to act like you this hot boy and you this popular guy. Like, come on, dog. You can have all that kind of fun without all that. You're an NFL player, bro.
Yeah. So I'll also say this, and I don't really mean it in his defense, but it's going to slightly come off like I'm defending the guy. Here's the thing. You have a whole bunch of women around you like that. Odds are it's catnip, if you will. No.
Dog, that is nothing. That is, I can't let you simplify it like that.
I'm not sure if it's simple.
It's not that anymore. It's very, very, that's just life altering right there. This shit will kill you right now.
I can't, like I say, that goes without saying. I'm just saying that there's a possibility and potential that maybe he didn't do it at all. Maybe he just happened to have it as party favors for the attendees, if you will.
That could have been too, but
that's what I mean by catnip.
It could have been too.
So, he's an athlete.
I don't know that he's not addicted, Levante. I don't know that.
Well, there's that. There's also the other factor that like he should be getting tested in some capacity on a semi-regular basis, especially if you're going to a new team who's just now signed you to another, a new deal. That should come out too. So, if that's found in his system, I'm sure there's going to be a bit of an issue with it. And that issue is for the Patriots to determine. If it's not found in his system, then maybe he just had it for the attendees, as I'm stating here, because
it's I think it's more of a sensitive subject for me because I just had so much addiction going on around me in my life. I'm never surprised of what I'm not because I consciously chose what I was going to be, what I wasn't going to be, and I was never going to be a drug addict ever. I was never going to be an addict, man. But that has taken down so many people around me, man. I couldn't even. The list is so effing long, and I know I ain't the only one in the world. There's a lot of people out here, probably several people in this chat right now that understand exactly where I'm coming from, man. That shit is nothing, especially now. Like everything is getting cut with this fentanyl, and you don't know exactly what you're getting. Oh, my homeboy, I've been buying this from him for years, man. You don't know he don't even know what the fuck he's getting at. Come on, man.
So we kind of talking about Stephon Diggs, the Scrolls. Thanks, Cliff. Yeah, no, I hear you, man. Like addiction is one thing. It is a disease all unto itself. Um, you know, I just don't. I, I would be very surprised that he like. And let's put it this way: like Odell Beckham, since being seen in that capacity, has not been the same player. You know, as that sort of came out, and I'll be surprised if Stephon Diggs is the same player if he's really dabbling into this type of activity. So I will be surprised if it's really him. I would be much less surprised if it was for the general public that was on the boat or wherever he was doing this.
Yeah.
Was he on a boat?
That's what I heard.
Yeah.
I just what I hear.
Jeff Tripp, how you doing over there, buddy? I got you.
Yes, I would like to say, Nomad, condolences for your cousin.
Yes.
As I can speak from experience that we've all had family members who have succumbed to the pipe or to whatever drug it is, or may have lost the battle in the fight for life and unalive themselves. We never know what pain people have mentally or physically, and we hope that they can see the positives and how maybe if the poisons are poisoning them, they can get off. But it's not always that easy, as we have seen from our friends, family, and neighbors. So prayers out to all of those who suffer with that monkey on their back, and all of the family members who have to suffer because of the family member with the monkey on their back and have to worry about things that you should not have to worry about from family. So yes, with that said, I have to inform you that just to take a quick peek before we get back to the conversation, that the Salisbury Steaks are simmering, as you can see. Can you see there?
Oh, yeah. Here, let me get you blown up here. Boom.
Okay, there we go. We have our steaks with the mushroom and onion gravy simmering. And then we'll put the cover back on. And then for our potatoes, I mushed them down, and I left some of the, like, not big chunks, but not very smooth, because I like a little body to the potatoes.
Mm-hmm.
And then I put in a little garlic powder, a little onion powder, a little ground pepper, a little bit of salt, and the cheeses we are using are the triple cheddar, a blend of mild white, medium, and sharp cheddar cheeses, and then also the sour cream, and then the bacon from earlier. And then when I say earlier, real quickly, if you can run the potato prep while I stir them, please.
Hey, chef.
Yes.
I like a little body making my potatoes.
A little what?
A little body making my potatoes. You said you like body in your potatoes. Never mind.
Yes. Yes. Did you say a little body of bacon?
No, a little body making my potatoes.
He's talking about midgets again. Don't worry about it. Sure.
Is that some of the little people fetish talk? I am not deep into that world, but whatever floats your boat, my brother.
What are we talking about, Minister Charles? So I said I just find it hard to cast past judgment without proof. We don't want it done to us, but we are quick to do it. I don't know what we're talking about.
We cut our potatoes, then we cut them in half, then we cut those in half.
We played this already.
Quartered.
Did we get it on?
Yes, we already did this. You can turn this one on.
Okay, we're good then. And we played the other one. Because there were only two, correct? Hello.
Ked, you muted, man. We already played this one.
My bad. We didn't do the Salisbury Steaks prep, so let me rock that one.
Over a medium heat, fry a few
Oh, that's
slices
what we're
of
talking
bacon
about. That's that bacon he was talking about.
over a medium low to medium heat in the same skillet with the bacon grease. Add about a half a cup of diced onions and coat them well in the grease. Add a teaspoon each of salt and pepper. Once golden brown after about 5 to 6 minutes, set the onions aside and let cool. In a large bowl, mix 1 egg, 1 teaspoon of mustard, 1 teaspoon of ketchup, about 3 cloves of minced garlic, our cooled onions, a half a cup of breadcrumbs, a quarter cup of milk. I am utilizing coconut milk to make it a bit healthier. 1 teaspoon of Worcestershire sauce, a half of teaspoon of dried oregano, a quarter teaspoon of black pepper, 1 teaspoon of salt. Mix well. Then add a pound of ground beef or ground beef chuck, whatever you are using. Combine well, but do not over mix. Divide into approximately 4 patties and shape them in an ovalish manner. And then set aside in the refrigerator for at least 30 minutes before cooking.
All right.
Hey, Crimson said, man, why so light on the garlic, homie?
Well, in the potatoes or in the gravy? Which one? Because in the
I think he means in the Salisbury steak itself.
well, we do have the
Oh, you put 3 cloves in there, though. I saw you put 3 cloves.
Yes, we do. We put the minced the garlic in the panade for the Salisbury steak when we put that together. Or the Scrolls, knowing him, he's probably being a smartass and saying that we have too much garlic in the potatoes.
No, that was Crimson.
Well, that doesn't mean that Scrolls is still not a smartass.
Yeah, right now, Mr. Charles being a smart ass right now.
Well, he is and he isn't.
Let me speak to Minister Charles. You can have your say on Minister Charles.
Oh, all right.
Minister Charles has been coming in here being a Judas lately. Every time I say something, he got something to say behind it. I'm a little chippy tonight. I ain't gonna lie to you. So be cool, homeboy. I ain't trying to hear all that bullshit tonight.
Well, I hear what he's saying. Don't put the man on blast, but
I just told the story. That's all I did.
I'm not mad at you.
That's all I did. Like every fucking other podcaster, how are we trying to dirty somebody's name? Stop caking for that, man. Fuck that.
The downside is that he dirtied his own name by putting putting himself on blast. So, right, like if you're dumb enough to take video of yourself partying on a boat, just like Odell, you probably don't want to catch, you might want to edit that video before you go posting it. Is I guess a better way to put it.
I come from the generation that if you're criming, you don't leave your own evidence.
Couldn't have said it better myself.
Cameras everywhere. How people not going to talk about that if you're doing some shit like that? Somebody going to say something. We doing a podcast. We're podcasters. That's what the hell we do. So that's what we doing. Mr. Charles, man. I'm gonna just tune him out.
But then also you cannot be upset at people talking about it when he himself posted the actual video on the social media for the attention. So you can't be mad at the people giving the person attention when that's exactly what the person wanted. Be mad at the person for wanting the attention and doing the activities that would make it attention worthy.
What would it be in the Bears universe if either one of us got caught doing that? I heard Chef Trips, I heard Kids of Canuck, I heard Nomad got caught and it's on camera. All that kind of shit. People gonna talk about it. That's just what it is. You don't do shit if you don't want people to talk about it.
But then you cannot deny the video when you're the one posting it.
This is the problem. You don't invite people into your bedroom, unless you want to get caught fucking. You know what I'm saying?
Wasn't this a issue back in the day with the love boat scandal of the Minnesota Vikings?
Well, yes, it just wasn't quite as. I don't think it was quite as egregious as this or Odell. The Odell was dumb, and it was a prime example to pay attention to what the hell you're doing before you go posting stuff. And let's be real, there's a lot of silly things that have been posted, including Kyle Long's junk over the course of the last few years that you should probably learn a little bit of a lesson about going wild. Now, let's also say that maybe Diggs was partaking in the festivities, and that was the reason why he decided to you know what I'm saying? Hard to say, but I think you don't fucked up.
Well, also, whatever substance it was or may not have been, is it illegal or against the league rules?
Yeah.
And then, as Kaz was saying, is it the catnip for the chickens that are clucking all over his Johnson?
Man, let's I'm tuning this out. But Crimson, it's a bunch of kids, man, I mentored over the years that really do look to me for that kind of leadership, man. To be honest with you, I ain't nothing that I asked for, but it's just what I ended up doing over years, and they still look to me for that. It's almost like it is like having kids, man. It really is. It's like all these people that look to you to be on the straight and narrow. And if you slip up, I ain't gonna lie to you, man. To be honest with you, I tell these kids all the time. I was like, y'all kept me straight more than I got y'all straight. You know what I mean? Just trying to be. You're gonna be an example for somebody. You have to walk that walk. You talk it, you got to walk it, right? So, yeah, anyway, man, we could talk about that on and on. I really talk about some Bears. We got 99 days into actual NFL football kickoff, man. You guys want to talk about some of that?
We will also add some chives to our loaded potatoes. But yes, we can carry
on. All right, man. 99 days into kickoff, man. 99 days. That sounds like a long ways away, but that's going to be here faster than you all think. I can tell you that right now. It's going to be I think this is the last OTA session before actual training camp, I do believe. I think. And don't quote me on that
one. Well, sounds like things are working in OTAs right now. Ain't nobody getting yelled at. That's a good start. Oh.
Well, now that the OTAs are here, I'm sure that the topic of conversation, as was led off with the petty ass Chicago media, that they can ask the same question 4 or 5 times after the Caleb Williams answered it.
We're trying to get to that when you get out the kitchen, but if you want to go there,
we can just go there now because we have about another 10 to 15 minutes for the Salisbury Steaks to simmer.
So let me correct myself. My guy Andre Bryan is in here to correct me. He said no, next week is another OTA. I don't know what that. I guess this is that would be phase 4, and I think this is phase 2. No, it would be phase 3. I don't know. It's another phase of OTAs that I think they have to go through. I think that's what Andre is talking about.
I think Andre's bang on because they're saying that there's no expectation for, for folks to be absent next week. The expectation is that everybody will be in tow. So hopefully that is the actual case this coming week. There has been a decent amount of absenteeism, for lack of a better thing to call it. But a couple of folks weren't there. Good old Lester hasn't been there yet, which is, could be a little bit concerning to those of us who are interested.
Well, Andre is putting it in a place it belongs. This is just one more camp before it's mandatory next week. So the fact that Jalen wasn't there, Billings and a couple of other dudes that wasn't there, this is the one they have to come to. So I wouldn't worry about it until that.
Much less. It's funny. I keep looking for the inactives for the OTAs, and it always brings me to week 2 with all of our favorite people being absent. And when I say all our favorite people, I mean Velus Jones and Noah Sewell and Dom Robinson, which was kind of just the story of last season. Anyways, my bad.
Levante, I was looking at Herb Howard's Biggs Media. He had a video with him and I think Nick Moriano, and he said that Billings wasn't there. Now, I'm not knowing if that's true or not. But let's talk about. We wait till trips get done scraping before we get to talking about Caleb, because that's going to be a hell of a conversation. Which I am.
Go ahead.
All right. Which I'm glad he finally hit. I think he had to take the bull by the horns eventually. I was proud that he did it. I'm not worried about that it took him a while to do it. I'm just glad that he went out there and did it, just to smash the shit out, get it out the way. I do think he's going to come up again whenever that book comes out. What is it, September, October, whenever that date that book is scheduled to be released. People will be talking about it again. But for now, it's good that he spoke to it, to get it out the way, just handle the reporters like you got to. Now he can say, after this, okay, I spoke to what I need to speak to. Don't ask me no more questions about it because I don't have any more answers to you. Now he can say that. People start wanting to question how well he did in the press conference. I ain't here to judge that. I'm just glad that he addressed it and his teammates don't have to carry the water. That's all I cared about.
You know what I mean? Like, I don't, man, the media sometimes, like, it's technically in some capacity I'm part of the media, but sometimes they create a witch hunt because there's nothing else to do. You know what I mean? Like, for no good reason other than maybe we can stir up a frenzy. And if we can, we might sell a subscription to somebody. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's kind of ridiculous that, just me listening to the line of questioning today for Caleb, because Caleb came out a little bit differently than normal. He came out and he tried to just throw the whole conversation under a bus, which is exactly what I would have done too. Like, if it was me. Hey, yeah, I said some stuff. It all got taken out of context. And here are the things that I said that got taken out of context. I'm not really going to explain what the real context was because, who cares? And I'm going to throw this thing under the bus and let's run the bus over it and let's get into, moving forward. And as soon as he threw it under the bus, everyone was like, stop the bus. You know what I'm saying? Like, we ain't driving the bus. We're going to stop the bus. And we're going to ask 60,000 questions about just the generality of it. I thought it was ridiculous. I thought, you said you think it's going to come back up. You're damn straight. Like, they have it planned. They're planning to have this conversation again the minute that book is launched. Oh, hey, so now that we've read the whole chapter with respect to you, we've got 16 different questions that all revolve around the same darn thing. And it's whether, you liked Kevin O'Connell. Oh, well, I already addressed that. Kevin O'Connell's a good coach. He was coach of the year. He's got a good team. He's got good wide receivers, good defense. Yeah, I did like Kevin O'Connell. And you notice, at the end of this season when we played him, we had a good conversation. All these things are true and factual. But again, I guess he had to sort of step in front of it as the leader of this team, or the maybe not the leader, but the focal point of this team. Definitely had to be out there doing the darn thing.
So here's my take on it. And we're going to get into the particular things that was said there. Tripp and I had a nice little warm back and forth about you know, the watching tape thing and all that kind of stuff. We'll get to that part too. But the fact that he spoke to it, to me, it really, his thoughts about the Chicago Bears and how his dad felt about the Chicago Bears before they came in here, I thought was straight up 100% valid. I was with him on that. Like, I don't blame you for not, you know, being in a rush to come here. To be honest with you, this is how I took it in real time. The minute I heard about it, I saw the headlines. Caleb Williams didn't want to come to Chicago. And immediately my head starts smoldering real good. And first of all, my first thoughts about that was like, F him if he didn't want to be a Chicago Bear. And I started reading what the what those quotes were saying. And you know, after you calm down and get over that part, I'm a Bear for life. I'm in this. If you don't want to be here, I don't want you here. That's the kind of attitude I had initially. You read more of it, then you start to understand where the kid and his family was coming from. That is totally understandable. So I got over that part. And now you get further into the whole film conversation again, which we'll have shortly here. But you know, I'd never be mad at him for being a young man that had thoughts and feelings about wanting to come here or not wanting to come here, given the history of the Chicago Bears. I'm like, shit, I don't blame you, soldier. I'd be the same way. But at the end of the day, he said that stuff. And sometimes, you know, a couple of times when I'm listening to him talk about it, it's just like, don't make it seem like anybody else put that, you know, those were your thoughts on it. And he did that for the most part. But there'll still be people who will question everything that was said today. Guaranteed.
I just don't care. You know what I mean? Like, I don't, and I'm so with you too on this. When I heard it, I was like, look, I'm gonna back up a year, right? I'm gonna back up a year to before we drafted this kid, and I was saying, hey, if he doesn't want to be here, no reason to force him to be here. Go do something different, right? That's what I was saying. Now that I hear that he might not have wanted to be here, yeah, I kind of felt the same way that you felt when I initially heard it. And then I stopped and said, I don't give a damn because he's here, right? Like he's we've already crossed that bridge. He's here. He's going to be here. And we need to make sure that he's in the right mindset. He's learning. He's moving forward. He's getting better. And the I's are dotted and the T's are crossed. That's what's important to me. This is all just distraction for distraction's sake. And like I say, man, it makes me effing mad. Like, who cares, media? This ain't X's and O's. This is bull. You know what I mean? This is BS.
Hold on. Let me get Chef.
All right, Chef.
You were talking. We didn't hear you.
It almost seems to me that the media, many of the ones that are trying to grind the axe with these comments are many of the same ones who were calling him generational before the draft. So how quickly the tables turn.
Imagine
so
that.
like the Canucks of the Cat said, this is a non-story because if they actually looked at the validity of the comments, well, why wouldn't a quarterback want to come to Chicago? It's like, well, because the Chicago Bears have sucked in developing quarterbacks. That is written in history. That is not debatable. So it is a fair question for the parent of somebody who's looking out for his child to ask. And the explanation that Caleb gave was very logical. It sounded very truthful, and it was kind of okay. We got it. Why are we still talking about this? But the reporters kept asking, and they kept asking, and then they kept asking. And then when the Montez Sweat came on, they kept asking, and they kept asking. And Montez Sweat said, "I don't know what the fuck we're talking about." So it's just a thing that they have to talk about now because there is nothing else to talk about, and the drama sells.
Why you waste your time talking to Montez Sweat about Caleb Williams?
Well, here's the way the Chicago media works, man. It's a tiger. And if you don't wrestle that tiger down to the ground and make it submit, it will keep coming and attacking you. That's the way Chicago media is. And if he had to wrestle that tiger to the ground right away, like I suggested he should, You know, we probably be 85-90% done with this story by now.
No.
But here, hold on. Here it is. We are weeks outside of when this story broke, and we're still talking about it because he waited to say something. I thought he should have said something right away. Now, go ahead, kids, before I talk about the second part of this conversation.
Yeah, I'm just saying if the book hasn't been released yet, it kind of doesn't matter either way. Like I'm taking a look at the chat, and I think it's Andre Bryan who's saying that this book comes out right after we play the Vikings on week 1. I think there's a bigger fish to fry here altogether. Regardless, this will be the conversation week 1. Like you as we say in the islands, you done no say. Like you know that will be the entire. Hey, Kevin O'Connell, did you know that Caleb Williams really was hoping to be drafted by you? That this will be week 1 conversation, man. And don't make any mistake. Don't even make a mistake to think that the NFL didn't know a little bit about this thing going down and made sure that week 1 was against the Vikings. You know what I mean? This is all timed up perfect. It couldn't be timed up any better, right? I'm just saying, this will be the week 1 conversation, regardless as to whether Caleb Williams came out and said anything about it or not. He could have come out today and said, you know what? I'm not talking on this.
Dog, let me tell you something, what I know. The media will do their job, and their job is to, if not, run down a story, create one. If there's no narrative there, they'll create narratives around wherever they want to create a narrative around. This is nothing short of, okay, nobody forced his dad or him to say all that shit. So I ain't blaming the media for none of this shit. Really. I ain't blaming them. I mean, they're going to talk about what they're going to talk about. I'm proud of the kid for just going out there and confronting it and getting it on out the way. I mean, we can sit there and point fingers about this. We can point fingers at that. But the fact, he's only 20-something years old. He had thoughts. He spoke on it openly to somebody that writes. And what did he think? What did his dad think was going to happen? You know, that was, and this is the inevitable, bro. No, I ain't gonna be no getting mad at the media for me. They just gonna do their damn job. I'm sure it's a lot of the media. I heard Herb talking about it today. He's sick and tired of it. I don't want to be sitting here talking about it. But the truth is, this is what happened. Those are his thoughts at that given time. We ain't the thought police. The word police, the media and podcasters can be. And that's what we're doing. We're being word police about what he said, what his dad said. That's all it is. It's not casting judgment. I think it was a bad call, but that's my personal opinion about it.
So, as a dad of a football player, I don't think it was a bad call at all. I think it's exactly what I would have done. I'm a Chicago Bears fan. I was putting things out there. This team hasn't been traditionally the best by way of quarterback and or wide receiver. Admit certain things. Those things being admitted to, yeah, I might have articulated to somebody if they asked me that, yeah, we were probably looking at alternatives if push came to shove, right? Like I would have that same admission. At the end of the day, here's my real problem with this. This is bullshit. This is nothing but a distraction from the number one case scenario that is of mind, that should be top of mind right now. Top of mind today is beating the effing Minnesota Vikings on week 1. That should be top of mind.
I know you as a fairly practical man, right? Would you agree with that you're a practical guy?
Most definitely.
You were working for any media outlet in the area, and would you still be calling this bullshit? You think? Or would you be writing stories about it?
If I was, I'm just put myself in somebody else's shoes.
You'd be writing stories about it, wouldn't you?
Not necessarily, no.
Or you wouldn't have a goddamn job.
No. You can. There are more important aspects as to what's going on right now. This team. I'm going to do a little bit of research now on the fly. But when was the last time we won week 1?
Kids, the only reason I'm saying this is I can't stand our local media. I can't stand these bastards.
Well, but the thing is, Mr. Nomads, is that you say that if the kids of the Canucks was in the local media, he would have to write about it. And
Yeah,
is that because you have to write about what everybody else is writing about? Or if you were a true reporter, you would interview somebody else on the team and find another story or another angle or another point of interest that is clickworthy.
good luck with that. I know you'd be writing about it or you wouldn't be employed. I know that. It's not, you know, I said this and I'm gonna repeat myself a little bit, but then add on to it. I don't really care for a lot of the people in the media. I ain't gonna say all of it because we associate with a whole lot of people in the media. But at the same time, I can't believe I'm sitting here defending the media right now for doing their jobs.
I can't believe you are either, but you keep doing. You
Man,
keep going.
we ain't no need for getting on people in the media for asking questions about it.
What's
the point of that?
Here's the point. The point is that they're creating division and distraction. Y'all caught me. I just did the research on this. Yeah, it was last year. Shout out to Matt Eberflus, yo. I don't even know what to say. Shout out to Matt Eberflus. I'm saying that with the most sarcasm possible. I just poured sarcasm all over that. Yeah, they won they won game one last year, and then the entire season went in the opposite direction. But like, were they really ready for week one last year? Because they came out here soft. They did. And they generally do, is really what I'm trying to say. I want this team to come out here with an understanding of what the hell they're trying to accomplish and get better as the year goes, as opposed to we don't know what we're doing week one and we're getting worse.
Hey,
that's
man,
what we've been seeing. These are the conversations to be had, bro. This is what I'm trying to say. These are the conversations to be had. I don't care how Caleb Williams felt before the draft. I really don't.
This too shall pass. Everybody's all butthurt because it appears as though people are picking on Caleb and this story is dragging on, man. And this fan base has a tendency to be trying to defend things that we don't have to defend. Let him defend it. It's not my job to fucking defend it. It's not 670 the Score's job to defend it. It's not Kid the Canuck. It's not ESPN's job to defend Caleb. Caleb can defend Caleb just fine. It's not our job to fucking do that.
Milton, you caught her questions. I'm not gonna throw her under the bus, but you caught them. They were a little bit sideways. They really were. You know, I don't know what was going on in that room. Each reporter kind of found 6 different ways to ask the same bloody questions. And Caleb kind of already addressed it all in his opening blurb before anybody asked any question. He was like, here's what's up. Here's what went down. Boom. And they really had to drill down and dig deep into it. Again, it's not football. It's bullshit. And I don't care.
You know what I don't like, kids?
What?
And it's I can't stand people that follow the crowd. I'm one of those people. Okay, he's our quarterback. You know, like if I'm in a chat room or somewhere like that, you know, and it's people just saying nonsense for the sake of saying nonsense, I'm gonna defend our quarterback. That's how I am. It's like he's a Chicago Bear and he's our quarterback. I'm gonna defend him. But if you got a show that's being broadcast, and every show, like I'm not gonna mention nobody's name because somebody will get butthurt if I said it. If you feel like it's your job every day to go out there and defend Caleb Williams from the rest of the media, whether it be local, national, whether it be podcasters, like what are you doing, bro? What are you doing? This guy is I think people are making more. I would just say this: people are making more of a deal out of this story than they should. Yes. How this story became this story ain't nobody's fault in the media. Nobody's. Now, on its merits, like I'm going to like
Andre Bryant just brought up a really good point, and I'm gonna put it up here. I do want the media to be higher on Ryan Poles. How you let Matt hire Shane Waldron? It's quotes about Caleb not wanting him to coach him during the same time of liking the Vikings. Why this is important is because, like, this whole offseason and the retaining of Ryan Poles, softball, right? Like, from a media perspective, softball shit. Ain't nobody really wanted to say nothing to nobody about nothing. Hey, like, how did Matt Eberflus get extended? Why did you choose Shane Waldron? Like, the actual questions of note are still hanging in the air and will probably never be answered. Why? Softball media. All of a sudden, ravenous beast media over some regular parental concerns for their for their son who's going to go play for the team who's never had a 4,000-yard passer in its history.
What would we be saying if this was a situation going on in Detroit? If it was a situation going on in Green Bay? If it was a situation going on anywhere? And come on, dog, it's real and it's live. Deal with it, fans.
Let me ask you if I'd even be paying attention if
no
away.
Ain't no getting mad at it. It's not going away. He just addressed it. It'll get quiet after about a week, but then it will certainly come back up again at that once that book comes out. And just get ready for it. It's something he's gonna have to deal with. That's all.
I'm just saying. The only time the media is ravenous beasts is when it can derail the entire effing season for the Chicago Bears and or deflate the trajectory of their quarterback.
How can this derail the season? How? Tell me how this can derail the season. I'm be interested to know that.
Here's how. You're like, basically you mess with the confidence of the quarterback. It's really simple. Oh no. Kids don't know what he's talking about. There's never been a quarterback who lost his confidence before.
I love you, bro. But you're way off on this one.
Yeah, no, not Mitch Trubisky didn't lose his confidence.
None of this is going to make him lose his confidence.
No chance.
Not a single bit of it.
Come on now.
No.
Come on now.
Motherfucker, that boy ain't made up that kind of way. He just wants to get it out the way.
You don't know how he's made up.
The guy know he stepped in.
My boy was crying after a football game a year years ago.
This season. Caleb Williams, all he has to do is, like, there was something else that was spoken to in that media session that I thought was very, very important, that everybody got carried away talking about the stuff we've been talking about for the past 15, 20 minutes. You gotta understand what he was saying. Somebody asked him a particular question about Ben Johnson's offense and how well you're getting along with Ben Johnson and what he's putting down. Are you picking it up? What he said to the media, I thought it was probably one of the most important things he said. And he was just like, man, the job that I'm trying to do is Ben Johnson has been doing this for 6 years. He's been 6 years running that offense. I'm trying to catch up to where Ben Johnson is. When your goal, you're that focused on what you're trying to do, you know you got that much pickup to do and that much slack to grab. That dude is so busy trying to get a grasp on what he's doing in this offense, the change of foot movement, which we don't have to talk about right now because I got something set up for it, kids. He's immersed in what Ben Johnson has on his plate. He's trying to catch up and trying to get his eyes. He said some things, Case Keenum said some things that are particular to me because I think it's more important than anything else that was said today. It's like you're just trying to see the game through the coach's eyes. He's the one that's calling the plays. He's the one doing the schematics. Can you see this game in the way that he's seeing it and drawing it up? He said some things to that today I thought that were more important than the rest of this fluffy ass story that's going on around.
Bruh, that's what he should be out there talking about. And that's all I'm really trying to say. You know what I'm saying? That's like, talk football, man. Talk about how you're acclimating to the you're off mute there, Chef. Talk about how you're acclimating to the actual offense. You have a brand new head coach / offensive coordinator scheming things up for you and trying to make things real from an offensive perspective. These are the conversations that need to be had. I don't care about the other stuff. To me, again, it's a distraction and nothing but. I understand, be cool. I get the accountability situation. I get it. Accountable today or accountable tomorrow. It actually makes no difference except for winning and losing on week one. That's the difference, right? So at the end of the day, come week one, this story happens all over again. Period. So, we can be happy to step in front of it today. It's coming back. The boomerang's coming back.
And that shit we can do about it. But ain't no need in getting butthurt about it and getting all defensive.
Okay. All right. Now, are we good? Are we done with this conversation? Because I have the food all plated up.
Not totally, but we'll take this down so you can do your thing.
I think we're good on the conversation. The scrolls asked a real good question.
We still got some stuff to talk about.
We can come back to it. Scrolls asked a really good question about today's meal. He's asking, did you use a fork to poke holes in the patties as they cook for maximum flavor penetration? The scrolls cautions us all and reminds us it's all about penetration.
As the Scrolls and his wife asked the Scrolls at 2 a.m. one morning, why do you have your penis in the dirt? And the Scrolls replied, I am trying to see the garden. So to answer the question, yes, with the holes, you want to be careful though, as not to make the patties of the Salisbury steaks break apart, but you add a few holes here and there to let the juices and the gravy soak to the inside. So now, hold any other questions or comments while I explain the plate. Now, if we go to the full screen, please. Now, I know some people will find this disgusting as the food is touching. I do not have that issue. So we have our Salisbury steak here, which while I cut, it is falling apart very beautifully. We can see the inside. Do you have a good visual of the inside?
Yes, we do, for sure. Looks great. Definitely cooked through.
Yes, I did a temperature check, and as long as it is above 160 degrees, it is done. So now I will take a taste of just the steak.
Good Lord, that looks so good, man. Lord, that looks so good.
It is so tender all the way to the inside.
Hey, Chef, you made some beautiful dishes on this network. And, I like a whole lot of them. But this is by far, this is one of my top 10 meals in life. Straight up. It's top 10. It's top 10. This is probably my favorite meal that you've made so far, just because this dish is just near and dear to me, man. Straight up.
Well, I'm glad that you find it enjoyable, and I hope you do make it on your own as you see how easy it is.
Oh, I do.
And so now I had a bite of the loaded potatoes with the sour cream, with the shredded cheese, with the bacon bits, with the chives, with a little bit of the onion powder, a garlic powder, and black pepper, and a little salt. And then the garlic that was mushed up from the boiling originally was still all mushed up with the potatoes. As when I drained them, the garlic pieces were still in there. So that the garlic was boiled, all of that flavor is in there, and they became very mushy, and they're mixed in there as well. The gravy is very good. I added more seasonings as it cooked to taste, as you should do. Always taste your food while it's cooking to see if you need to add anything. And then the peas are peas, but they are the vegetable.
All right. Man, what a dish, bro. What a dish. And shout out, and I'm putting this in the comment section right now, Rick. Rick says, can we talk about he wants to know, can we talk about some football? And he's not dissing you, Trish. He's talking about us having that conversation about Caleb. Just one more little bit of conversation about the coaching thing, and did he get, film room? I think he shot that down like I thought. I thought that was a little bit, that probably was misquoted, and I think he said as much today.
So the Scrolls are saying he'd swap out. He said this is a righteous dish. He'd swap out the beans for string. Sorry, the peas for string beans, which I can feel. I will also say that the beans kind of go right on with them loaded mashed potatoes. You can just get a scoop of them two together, and it works out real nice.
Hey, Chef is real live eating. He needs a personal moment.
Chowing down, man. Don't get it twisted now.
As I do the taste test, the food is so good that is a delicious meal. But
Don out here busting chops.
Hey, Chef needs a room he just need a hotel room by himself right now. It is what he needs.
That's too
but to address what you said about the film, while the Caleb Williams may have addressed it. I also heard that the Case Keenums, the veteran quarterback, said that as a rookie quarterback, Caleb does not know what he does not know.
Exactly.
So when they were talking about the foot placement, Caleb Williams said that he always started with his right foot back, or whatever the case is.
We're
But
going
Ben Johnson. Okay, but to lead into that, I will bid you adieu. If there are any other questions or comments, please let me know now. And I hope that the ingredients are easy for you to find. They are inexpensive. They are easy to put together, and they come together as a dish very lovely. And as Nomad stated, this is one of his favorite dishes, and it can be also known as an American comfort food.
Yes, sir. That is definitely shout out to Chef Trips, man. That was the best meal to me, hands down. I'm biased because I just love Salisbury steak. That's just one of my favorite dishes in the world, bro. In the world, bro. Chef Trip just made it right here in front of us on live TV, man. Thank you for that, man. I ate a salad tonight. Oh man, this is gonna make me hungry after this, man. Oh Lord, man, get him off the screen. I can't take it no more. Straight up, this is too much. This is too much.
Oh, them mushrooms look good, man. I don't even like mushrooms. Look, this is a fantastic meal. It looks super hearty. That salmon was crazy, and I've been eating salmon lately for two reasons. First one is like really cost effective at the store. Just gotta say. Secondarily, it's like a lightweight meat to process. It also cooks relatively quickly. So I'm all about the stuff that he just sort of put down. Give the good chef a shout out. Give him a little bit of love over at Sports Chicago Style. Every time he comes through, it's always good eats for everybody, right? So give him a little bit of love, and thanks again for coming through and doing us nice. Those recipes will be found right there on Sports Chicago Style for you as well. So by all means, if you're looking for something to fire up on a Wednesday, Wednesday 5 o'clock, check out your guy Chef Trips.
Hey,
I go ahead, Nomad.
No, go ahead, Chef.
I thank all the Nomaniacs. I thank the Nomads, and I thank the kids, and I thank the Triple R's, and everybody. And like the kids have said, the Sports Chicago Style, where I have different video recipes that I try to make a bit healthier by substituting the ingredients for more of the no dairy. So I use the coconut milk, or for the non blanched flours, we use the whole wheat flour, and so on and so forth. So look for those videos there for very tasty recipes that you will enjoy with your taste buds and with your body. So with that said, I hope you enjoy the Salisbury steaks with the onion and mushroom gravy and the loaded mashed potatoes with the green peas. And I thank everybody for visiting the kitchen here at Shea Trips for another episode of a MFer in the kitchen. And I'll see you next time.
Shout out to Chef Trips for that one.
God love that guy, man. He's awesome.
Man.
That's one MFer in the kitchen, though, I'll tell you.
That